Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of that together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/prevent. Protect yourself now at aura.com/prevent.
Indiana starts first down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, started off the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. Rourke going to the single coverage, end zone, touchdown. He hits Cooper again.
Welcome, episode 257. 257. That seems like a lot, and it kind of is, but that's about how many people have listened to each one of our pods. Like, not even each one of them. I'd say like a total. So thank you guys for supporting us and keeping us afloat and listening to this one. This one is a schedule preview of game number 11 against Wisconsin. Before we get there, Brandon is here. Seth is here. This is 2 straight podcasts with a full boat, a full house.
The last one called for it. This one, I don't know, Jim.
Jim. I don't know, Jim.
I don't know.
No, yeah, I think they'll be interesting to talk about. It's one of Seth's favorite coaches and one of Brandon's favorite, or maybe even Seth's. I can't remember who loves Billy Edwards, but one of your guys' favorite quarterbacks as well. So, hey, before we hop into the Badgers, and that you heard was Seth, if you couldn't figure it out. Brandon, do you want to talk any IU football, current things happening?
All I want to talk about.
Talk running back talk.
I want to talk about so many things. So first, let's talk running backs because
let's do this real quick. Hold on.
Yes.
Don't do any of this. I'm going to go over a couple things. Don't give away who you think is going to start.
Yes.
Don't give away who you think is going to be an X factor.
Deal.
Because this is going to be in 2 more pods. We're going to do this whole thing. We'll spend so much time on that. So just tell us what you think about what's going on and what is going on for the uneducated. No, hold on. That sounded terrible. You guys are not uneducated. For the people that have not spent as much time as Brandon does on the message boards. Go ahead.
And Twitter. And Twitter.
And Twitter.
Can't leave out X. So I think all offseason, it's been all about Roman Hemby. It's been all of the drama that went on with BB, right? I think we may be forgetting Kalen Black. Here's something
a lot of people have forgotten. Yes.
Here's the thing. Where did he come from? Do you guys remember where he came from?
James Madison.
What did we learn about the first season of Coach Sig? Who does he trust? Who does he go to? Who turned out as far as production? James Madison players.
Wake Forest players. No, I'm just kidding.
But, so that's just, I've seen, I'm forgetting the person. Let me go back to Twitter. I should have this down, but he turned out, I didn't even know this existed, but do you know okay, here we go. College freaks list.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
Bruce Feldman. Bruce
Jalen
Feldman,
Walker was on this last year.
Kalon Black made Feldman's college freak list. And I always just kind of, I don't know why, in my head pictured Kalon Black as this like scat back, pass catching. No, he's got AJ Dillon type thighs. Like,
you're going to give the stats on the bench press in the squat?
I don't have it in front of me, so no.
Ooh. Apparently he's benching. Seth, get ready for this. Benching 415 pounds and squatting over 600. That is an absolute unit of a human. If you're doing like 415 pounds is ridiculous.
Yeah.
To bench.
So I just want to point this out because, again, we're not talking about who's starting, no hot takes, no anything like that. But I do just want to say that I think this is much more of a wide open. This isn't going to be Roman Hemby, RB1, BB, third down, Kalon Black reliving his role last year. I have bought in. I am now a stock owner of Kalon Black. And I just wanted to bring that up because I was not aware of his game. But now I am. Here's some other things. Again, I think multiple reporters, the Herald Times reported this, the Indy Star reported this, Peegs 247 reported this. But Stays is lining out wide. I just want to put that out there. He is lining up on the boundary in both two wide receiver sets and solo wide receiver sets.
Holden Stays is who he's talking about. Tight end transfer, big guy, Tennessee, Notre Dame guy.
Which I love that. I love when they put tight ends up against corners because a dig route is just kind of unstoppable to run. A slant, there's no way a corner can fit their arms in between. There's no way. And so I love it. I love it. They didn't really have that option last year. So I love the idea of Stays lining up towards a boundary. I think that's incredible. Another thing that's been widely publicized, Sig didn't exactly bring this up, but he brought up this player at Big Ten Media Day, Jamari Sharp, QB2. I think when we did the defensive depth chart, I was like, position battle. Is it going to be Gandy? Is it going to be Knighton? Is it going to be Sharp? It's Sharp. It's Sharp. It's only Sharp. It's going to be Sharp to start the season. And then, but if we do want to talk battles, if you want to talk battles, it is going to be right tackle. And Khalil Benson has actually been running with the ones. So we'll see what that turns into. But Mikulski and Benson seem to be a true battle. If we want to talk camp battles, I don't know of much others. Brad, can you think of any other true battle?
Defensive tackle, maybe with the couple transfers that come in, and then we've got our guys that are still hanging out, and you're going to have to help me with a couple of them. 92, is that Burris? Is Burris still hanging around? No, I cannot remember who it is, but I think defensive tackle, you might have something there. Opposite of Kamara, maybe you'll get a little battle there. It sounds like Mario Andino's bulked up a little bit.
So he's no longer an edge.
Okay, so they moved him inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're looking at the Maryland transfer as the other edge.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. And then
Ndukwe is also he's behind Kamara. But as we saw last year, I think there's somewhat flexibility in that. And Ndukwe is also. So they also posted the roster, obviously. I don't get too deep in this, Bragg. I know you have in the past. They've posted weights, and some boys got big. Like Ndukwe got big, right? So if people are into that, because I mean, playing weight does matter at this level. All playing weights, all program weights have been posted on IU's site. So that's all I got. I know that was a lot, but that's all I got around news.
I've got one more. What about slot? And I think you're going to jump right to the kid from California, but I don't know, man. I think slot receiver might, and I think it's irrelevant, based on what we've seen last year with the wide receivers. I think you're going to see 2 studs in Cooper and Surratt, and then you're going to see it could be just thinking about last year's roster, it could be a Miles Cross game, it could be a Miles Price game, it could be whoever, right? It just depends on whoever steps up. So maybe you'll see, I think his last name's like, man, I just need to get better with the roster. I've got 3 weeks. But the Cal transfer, I think, is going to be the guy to look at, or the kid from App State, and both of those names are I'm blanking on both of them. So those are the position battles.
Jonathan Brady.
Okay. Number
is
0,
the Cal.
I think.
Yep. And then is it what Mekhi
Jackson, number 2.
is the
I know the
Appalachian
numbers.
State guy.
I know the numbers. I couldn't remember the names. I'll get there. Jackson's on a list. He made a list of some sort preseason. So maybe not that list, Seth. Maybe keep an eye out on him too. So yeah, let's move on. Let's get into game number 11, Wisconsin at home. It's November 15th, second to last game of the season. This is weird, Brandon. We have a bye week right after this, before the bucket game. But November 25th or 15th, I'm sorry, in Memorial Stadium. Time TBD. TV TBD. We were going to play the Brandon schedule game, but he just had to take off. Seth, let's not guess, but I would say this is not probably going to be a night game. So it's got noon or 3:30 written all over it. This weirds me out. This might be one of those weird, if I use middle ranked and maybe Wisconsin's sitting at 4 or 5 wins, I could see CBS picking it up.
Wisconsin lately has gotten the benefit of the doubt still that they're a significant program. So I don't know if they're, again, we're not going to do the schedule look ahead, but if they're above or near 500, you would think that there's some credibility there. I don't know, man. It's going to be a long season.
Yeah. Yes, it is for Wisconsin. We think.
Yes. Sorry.
And so let's get into it. We'll talk a little bit about the series. We'll hop into the head coach, talk offense, talk defense, and then we'll give our overall thoughts and then go through their schedule, which is rough. So series history, Wisconsin 41, IU 20. What's happening in the background? Something's happening, but we are not as far off as I thought we would be on this one, or maybe not even as far off as some of people listening thought that we would be in the series. But 41, 20, and 2 ties. And IU's on a winning streak here, Seth. We've won 2 straight. 2020, which was the weird game. I think it was like 14-6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very low scoring game. And so was the previous matchup, 2023, 14-20. Again, just I don't know how we kept close with Penn State and then won this game with that just abysmal team of 2023, honestly. But this is the if you guys have taken this game out of your mind, I'll bring it back to you for just a second. This is the one-handed corner of the end zone, Donovan McCulley he mossed him touchdown game. Sorsby played okay. Defense played really well against a really bad Wisconsin passing game. I think they were on their 3rd quarterback. Was that right?
Yeah, you're right. And they've really struggled with quarterback play over the last few years too. So
yes, they have.
Just the consistency that you guys took advantage of was great.
I thought it was Braden Locke in that game.
It was Brady. That was their 3rd quarterback. They went through somebody else. I think they started with Van Dyke that season, right? Or was it Graham Mertz in 23?
It was Graham Mertz. Van Dyke played like 3 games and had a nasty injury.
And then he got Mertz, and Van Dyke left the next year, and then Mertz left the next year, and then it left him with Braden Locke last year. Yeah, I think. Or maybe I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Either way, they've had some issues at quarterback, and I think they still do. But that was that game. Again, IU's won 2 straight. Largest margin to victory. Can anybody guess it? You guys have seen it. I'm going to give the people in the cars or listening in their office, wherever they're at, give them a second to guess what it was. Yes, you got it right. It was the 63-point margin game in 2010. IU goes to Madison. I believe it was snowing. Irrelevant. IU 20, Wisconsin 83, which was ridiculous. I remember where I was. Like, it's one of those games that was so bad. I remember where I was. Like, I stopped watching it, and I was getting. Did we text? We texted in 2010. I was getting texts saying like LOL, like it felt like every 5 minutes, and then I would check, and it was just another touchdown. I stopped checking. So, all right. Anything else? You guys want to talk series? You guys understand that we used to dominate Wisconsin, right? Like, for a very long time. And then I think after
it was just Barry Alvarez.
Mid-90s
turned it all around.
When he came in, he turned him into, I guess, what they're considered not a blue blood, Seth. They are considered to be a good program. So let's talk about their head coach, Luke Fickell. He's going into his 3rd season with a record of 13-13, and coming off their first losing season last year, 5-7 since 2001. That's insane, dude. So, do they have another one on the books? We'll find out. Let's talk offense. It's the Billy.
No.
We
want
to stick with Fickell for a minute.
We want to stick with Fickell.
I thought you guys loved him. I tried to move through it. Go ahead, get him.
So I want to talk his Cincinnati days. What carried those Cincinnati teams? Or let's hear what you guys think, because I think I know what carried those Cincinnati teams.
Desmond Ridder and 2 All-American cornerbacks.
So spot on. Talent. NFL talent. He found, it's called lack of a better word, gems, 3 stars that he turned into elite. He's recruited okay. His problem is he hasn't found that elite talent like he had at Cincinnati. I do, and it's way too early to make this comparison. It's only been 3 seasons. Does he give you, not in personality, but just in kind of resume, kind of Tom Crean, where he found a few diamonds in the rough and it made him actually kind of maybe look better of a coach than he really is? Am I grasping at straws here? But that's kind of the vibes I got. Was his system wasn't overly that great. He just had really top end players that carried them at the level of competition they were playing against. Cincinnati just gave me Marquette vibes.
Yes. So I was going to go back and look at their schedule. Was it 21 that they ended up in the playoff? Were they in the playoff? Yeah, they were in the playoff. Yeah, they went 13-1. They played Miami of Ohio, Murray State, IU, which this was the Micah McFadden game. They beat Notre Dame, who was down. Temple, UCF, Navy, Tulane, Tulsa, USF, SMU, East Carolina, Houston.
It was a legitimate season, and there's some good teams that you mentioned there. But they had the elite talent. They legit had the elite talent.
I think for that schedule, for that group, right? And they had it for a couple years, because then when they go to play Alabama, they lose 27-6. And what was a game was not even that close. I think they came out, maybe went up 3-0, and then it was pretty bad after that. I was actually rooting for them because I just hate Alabama, but not good. I don't know. I do think that that's part of it, where you can recruit some people to what is I think a pretty cool campus for a school. And Seth and I went in 2022 to the away game. The stadium, for as old as it is and the lack of actual bathrooms, is pretty cool, man. The architecture around it is dope. It's like you can't really tell where the stadium is at some points because it's kind of built into some of the other buildings, which is cool. They've got this really cool tailgating spot. This is like a bunch of hills, and
They've got the
beer
frat
trucks,
house in the end zone.
Frat house in the end zone. Yep. It's a cool spot, I think, to go play football if you're not up to the Power 4 level, maybe. And I think he did. I think he found his Victor Oladipo, his OG Anunoby, right?
Yeah.
And turned him into top talent.
So he has not had a top 100 draft pick since his first year. In his first year, he didn't recruit any of those players that were top 100 picks. So
like Sauce, he didn't recruit Sauce and
Kobe White.
No.
Kobe
so I'm talking
White?
about I'm talking about at Wisconsin.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
So his in 2023, which was his first year, he had Joe Tippmann, Keanu Benton, Nick Herbig. All those are top 100 guys. Since then, they've actually had a couple of Colts selected, but so they had Hunter Wohler, they had Bortolini, but all those guys are late day 2, early day 3 picks. I think Luke Fickell has had a player acquisition problem.
Yeah.
And that's been his. So I know we were kind of talking, is he on a hot seat? Is he not on a hot seat? I think we don't know because he hasn't had his players yet. But in an NIL and transfer portal world, doesn't that fall on the head coach? So I'm not ready to write off. I was never huge on Luke Fickell, but I'm not ready to write him off. I don't think Wisconsin fans are ready to write him off. But he's encroaching on bust territory. I don't think he's there yet.
Yeah. I called it.
You did. You were never on Fickell. I have a question.
Fickell.
I have a question later. But
Let me tell you some things that are going on. I think he is very much on a hot seat for a program that's not a blue blood, right? To have that conversation again, but has not had a losing season in 23 years. That's bad, especially in where he's at and where he should be able to bring people in and how much money they have and all that stuff, right? The facilities. It should be pretty easy. It's not as easy as it is to recruit, Michigan, Ohio State, stuff like that, but it's easy enough to recruit there. The other thing is they gave him a contract extension, but for a year. What?
I didn't know that. That's not a great sign.
no. I think he has the second hottest seat in the Big Ten behind Mike Locksley.
Wow. I don't think it's that bad.
If they go below 500 again, he's gone. You can't stick with this guy.
This
There's
is
no
early,
dynamic.
This is an early
personality.
Brando's Rando. This is an early Brando's Randos because I actually
This is recruiting.
this was actually in a Yahoo article. I'm not going to take time to, I'll give shout outs to Indiana writers. I'm not going to look for a random Yahoo writer, but he said what Wisconsin cannot do is fall into Nebraska where they get tired of a coach after 2, 3, 4 seasons. And then you're just churned. Then you went to 2 coaches and then 3 coaches and then you've lost everything. I think that they need to commit to Luke Fickell for at least another. He's starting year 4. I think they at least got to give him 5 and possibly 6. I don't see a way. And I thought, again, I'm not going to look up the fine because I don't have the time or care enough. But I think that was a good point. You can't. And IU basketball is in this. They ran off Tom Crean, and then it was Archie Miller, and now it's Mike Whitson, and now it's Darren DeVries. And there's one point of like, oh, well, he's just not the guy. Move on from him. But, man, you lose a lot of cachet quickly if you don't get that next hire right. So I don't know. The question was, could Wisconsin football become the next Nebraska football? Was the Brando Rando?
Maybe. I mean, it doesn't look great. Their current recruiting class is 60th for next season.
I have more faith in the athletic department at Wisconsin than I do at Nebraska.
True.
So if anything, I would lean to Wisconsin, probably being able to save kind of the pity party, fall from relevance, but desperation stinking. I don't know, man. I think they save themselves from falling into that depth.
Last thing on Fickell, and then we'll move on. What if you're a up and coming coach and you kind of see what's happened? Maybe if this season turns out to be the way that we think it's going to be, or at least I think it's going to be. Do you want to go to Wisconsin? You're not. I said they've got some good money, right? They've got decent facilities, but it's Wisconsin. It's got to be hard to get the athletes, right? The Florida athletes, the Texas athletes, the Georgia athletes, the warm weather athletes to get up there. But here's the thing, and we're going to talk about it right now. It's a good transition, and this is what they call it in the industry, right? When you think Wisconsin, you think, and I talked about this the day he was hired. You talk polar opposite of what Luke Fickell is. Luke Fickell is a big-time air raid, spread offense, fast-moving, athletes across the board type of coach. When you think Wisconsin, you think what? Big old offensive lineman, right?
Yeah. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yes. Really, really, really elite running backs. Jonathan Taylor, Monte Ball. I mean, I could go on forever. I'm forgetting. So Melvin Gordon, there's so many great running backs that have gone through that program. And that's not what's happening now, but there's a little bit of a transition. There's a new offensive coordinator in who's supposed to bring in more of that run first type of feel, but there's a talent there. We'll see. I mentioned Billy Edwards, not a good start. He moves over from Maryland to Wisconsin. As I said, they should go more traditional run heavy as opposed to what Fickell's been doing. We know enough about Edwards, right? He's okay. I give him a bunch of crap. Go ahead.
So I need to have what some of these national beat writers need to have, because but it was the same way for Chillis. And it was like, if you go through Dante Moore, who's done nothing, it's been crazy doing these previews for players that we actually have tape on, like Billy Edwards. I read, and again, I'm not going to go to find it, Maryland didn't lose games because of Billy Edwards. Yes, they did. I mean, yes. He won them games. I think he had a game of 400 pass yards. I think he had a game where he had 100 yards. So he won them games, but he also definitely lost them games. Mm-hmm. I think the book is out on him, and everyone's like, oh, this is an addition. This brings leadership. There's nothing I saw from Billy Edwards that is a leader. This guy, I think, is a bottom third quarterback. He's probably not at the bottom, but there's 18 teams, right, in the Big Ten, right? Does that count right? 18 teams in the Big Ten. He's 10 through 14, okay. 12 through 15. I mean, this guy, he's not the bottom of the barrel. He is not the bottom of. There are worse quarterbacks than him. He ain't in the top half, and he's closer to the bottom half, personally. So, man, I know if I'm a defense and I see Billy Edwards on, I'm licking my chops. I'm licking my chops pretty good.
Yeah, he's not terrible, right? I don't think when you put him out there, I don't think. I want to kind of disagree with what you said, but not really, because he didn't lose them games. But I feel if you throw him out there,
oh, you're gonna make me look at Marinen's schedule.
Hold on, no, don't.
Oh, I'm one step ahead of you, buddy.
Listen to what I'm gonna say, and then you guys will agree with me. If you throw him out there with good talent around him, right? Good talent.
He had good talent. He had Felton and Prather last year,
and he had
Hemby.
What did he do against IU? What did he do against IU, Seth?
He had CJ Dupree 2 years ago.
The best defense that he played all season. What did he do against IU?
Nothing really.
He played well. He had 3 touchdowns, I think.
Oh.
He played well. Now, granted, he did throw some really dangerous.
26
for 41. 3 touchdowns, yeah.
His QBR was 55. Is that good, guys?
It's not great.
5 sacks.
He did get. That's not his fault.
9 for -33. Rushing.
Yeah, and he stops running. I guess he's not a runner anymore, right? Isn't that what they said last
81
year?
for 150. 5 TDs.
There you go.
Yeah,
so he's not much of a runner anymore. When he came in, he was a run first quarterback 2 years ago, really.
He was a change of pace for Talia.
I'll give it to you. I don't agree. I don't think he's very good, but I do think you could put out a lot worse.
QBR last year, he was 68th. I think he's still that. I think how many teams are there now? 130, 135?
136.
He is an average, not on average Big Ten quarterback. He is average D1 quarterback. And in the Big Ten, I think this team, he does not have Hemby. He does not have Felton. He does not have Prather. Those players, I don't want to say made him, but he ain't getting bailed out this year. He isn't getting a 70-yard rushing touchdown from Hemby against IU this year.
You just jinxed that one.
I hope so. I don't hope so. But.
Yeah, let's get into it. So the running backs for Wisconsin come back, right? That's usually a good thing. You bring back experience, you bring back a lot of things. Nope, they're bringing back a redshirt freshman who touched the ball, I think, 18 times or something on the season. And then their top returning rusher is Dupree is his last name. He carried the ball 79 times for a smidge over 300 yards. He's a true sophomore.
And that guy.
Yeah, right. And I don't have any reason to think that they're not talented running backs, right? I don't know. Maybe we just haven't seen enough of it. It is Wisconsin, so you got to be careful. Again, not your traditional Wisconsin, but maybe it is. We'll see.
Not your dad's Wisconsin.
I think the problem there comes with depth at the running back position. If these guys are good and they're going to run it the way that they usually run the football, if they're young and experienced, we'll see what happens.
Buddy, do I have an issue? Just since we're covering it. So on your amazing outline, you've been crushing your outlines. Shit on them.
Great.
It's hard to turn this into great. You did a great job with what you had to work with. Big Ten, in Big Ten play, their pass protection, do you guys have any idea what it was?
Not good.
Really good. Actually, really good. Do you know what their run success was?
I'll say
16th.
Just to be the guy, I'll say really good. Okay.
16th. They bring back the bulk of their line?
Yep.
So to me, is it scheme or players? We'll find out because they have a nuanced offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
But usually you can teach pass protection. Normally the run protections, Seth helped me with offensive line because I don't know offensive line offensive line. But normally you start with run protection and then you coach pass protection because rush protection is really just men against boys. Are you putting the other guy on his butt? And these guys that they bring back, not so fast, my friend. So I think that's an issue. I think, especially with guys that don't have a load of Big Ten experience, they don't really know how quick the holes close. Mm-hmm. They don't really know the linebacker speed to the edges, right? I think inexperienced running backs is really, really tough in Power 4 football. And I think this offensive line is going to struggle. I really do, which I think is going to lead to Billy Edwards having to win games with his arm. And we're talking the 68th best quarterback last year.
He's not going to win them with his arm, Brandon, because that means you.
I know. They're not going to win with running. So I don't know what to say.
Let me tell you who he's throwing the football to. Their top. Everybody knows Will Pauling. I don't know why I know that name. I know the name. I know he scored against us a couple years ago in that game. Right
in front of us, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was opposite, same end zone, opposite side.
Opposite side.
But he's off to Notre Dame. if that tells you anything. That's his kind
Notre
of
Dame's
talent, right?
really freaking good.
Off of 42 catches. He was their top receiver last year. 42 catches, not yardage, receptions. They do bring back their top yardage guy, Vinny Anthony, who had 4 touchdowns and I think a smidge over like 300 yards receiving, 3 to 500 yards. I can't remember which one. It's not good, whatever it is. And then, but they are bringing in a very college experienced player from Ohio State, right? And his name's Jaden Ballard. He's a senior. He comes in with a top year in 2022 where he had 8 catches on the season. That's it. Those are your wide receivers. Vinny Anthony, who had 39 catches, I think it was, on the season. And a guy from Ohio State whose best year was 8 catches in an incredible offense where anybody could go out and get 8 catches. Like, what do? Their tight end, meh, right? He's still there. He's okay, but he was way down the list of receptions last season. So unless this scheme really changes and turns it back into old Wisconsin, where you're going to see a lot of the tight end and a lot of power running, they're in some big trouble.
Yeah. Here's this is more of a Seth sack than it is anything else, but just a fun stat that I saw during the Luke Fickell seasons. Wisconsin is 12-0 when they run for over 150 yards. They are 1-13 when they didn't. So there you go. 150 is their number. Do you see them getting 150 yards against IU this year?
Not against this defense, no.
Okay, book
Seth, anything else
they're 1-13. 1-13 with Luke Fickell when they don't run for 150.
There you go. Anything else on the offense? Because we're going to fly through the defense. There's even less to talk about there, I think.
How did you get to 36 minutes at this point? Let's take the break now and then get defense on the back end.
Sounds good. There's a lot of Fickell talk. This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com. And we're back. Seth's requested promo break is finished. Who wants to talk about their defense?
Who are we talking about on their defense?
Get him, Seth.
No. I don't. What is it? Who are
They've
we
got
supposed
one
to talk
guy.
about?
They got one guy, Ricardo Hallman.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. Yep.
They brought in a guy from UT Martin, maybe. The defensive lineman. He's an FCS All-American in Charles Perkins. He looks like a player. I didn't look him up today. I looked up some shots of him, and he looks pretty good. The line is okay. Not anything that's going to jump off of the page. They don't have a Mikhail Kamara. Their linebacking core returns. It's okay. They did pretty decent last season. Again, nobody that's going to jump off the page, right? Nobody that's in anybody's preseason All-Americans or preseason conference teams. And then they return a decent amount in the defensive backfield that wasn't great last year, other than Ricardo Hallman, who was a 2023 All-American, not last year, wasn't great last year. But they bring him back. Big loss is, and Brandon talked about him earlier, Hunter Waller gone. Led the team in tackles the last 2 years at safety. That's not a good sign. But, what is this going to be? So,
they need the sum of their parts to be better than the individual players. And that's easier said than done. This is going to have to be a well-coached unit. And what did Luke Fickell succeed in when he was at Cincinnati? High-end players.
Mm-hmm.
What is not on this defense?
High-end players.
High-end players. So, yo.
Oh, it gets worse. We are going to get much worse when we talk about the schedule here.
I'm done with the deal. I have nothing else. There's
nothing else there.
There's nothing.
So yeah, overall, I think it's going to be another tough year for Fickell. Just wait. I literally put just wait for the schedule, and I put like a shocked emoji because it's insane. The Big Ten slate is bad. The non-conference slate is
Dumb.
Two-thirds of it's decent, and one of them is dumb.
Why would they?
But
do this?
oh, well, I mean, they did it last year. Remember, they hung in there for about 5 minutes. So, it's going to be tough, dude. Unless you're scoring points, it's hard to win games. And unless you have people that can score points, it's hard to score points. So it'll be tough. I couldn't find anything to talk about the actual game, which has been kind of tough. But I did see in the Yahoo Wisconsin preview that they have us listed as a 50-50 game, right? The only automatic loss they have on the schedule, two of them against the team that we'll talk about, which is stupid non-conference, and then in Ohio State. Here's where they lost my credibility, right? I was thinking like, okay, maybe. But they also put Maryland in the 50-50 slot, and it's at Wisconsin against Maryland. There is no 50-50 in that game. I'm sorry. So that got 7 out of 10 poops.
I forgot to bring this up about them potentially being a Nebraska. Our students were leaving after jump around. I don't think that hasn't happened. That's bad. That's a bad. Students are just hanging around for that and then leaving. That tells me you're starting to lose the fan base.
There will be games. There will be at least one. Nah, I guess just really one, because a lot of their tough games are on the road. But there will be at least one game where I think a decent amount of that section will be gone before halftime or before the fourth quarter. All right, over under wins, Brandon, 5.5. The over is plus money.
What does that mean for people that don't gamble?
That means they think they're going to get 6 wins.
No,
the over.
Under's the favorite.
Over.
Yeah,
sorry, over. I read
it.
Yeah,
that means Vegas thinks 5. Vegas thinks 5.
Yes, Vegas thinks 5.
Which you always want to go with Vegas, but I don't see 5.
No,
4.
I see 4. I see 4.
I see 3 automatic wins.
I think all the wins start with the letter M.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Well, there's 5 M's, so.
Well, except for Michigan. Yeah.
6 M's.
There is 6 M's. You're right.
Yes, there are 6. No, there's 5 M's.
There's 5
1, 2, 3, 4.
The W is an upside down M. That's where you get confused,
Yes,
Brad.
that's where I got confused. Yeah. Didn't think it was going to kick in this fast. All right. So they start the season, Miami of Ohio at home as 17.5-point favorites. Miami, pretty decent MAC team. That one's going to be fun to watch. Then they get Middle Tennessee State at home. I've got those as automatic W's.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first one might be tough. But I think that's a good win.
What is Middle Tennessee State's mascot?
Blue Raiders.
Blue Raiders. Yep.
Blue Raiders. That's pretty weak.
Mm-hmm.
It looks kind of like a platypus or something.
I was going to say it's kind of like a bird.
Are they at least cool colors? Aren't they like light blue?
They're blue and silver.
Blue and silver. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
These are cool colors. The mascot's terrible.
My father-in-law is a Middle Tennessee State alumni.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a fun fact. At Alabama is next on the schedule. That one is bright red for a reason.
Remember the DX theme song from what is the late 90s, early 2000s? No chance. That's what you got. Sorry.
No, that's not the DX theme song.
That was that.
That was Mr. McMahon's theme song.
Oh.
Yes. As somebody that has not watched wrestling since that era, that's insane.
I literally just paused SummerSlam, so I'm a monster. Just like
insane,
Vince McMahon.
Right? All right, so let's go. So they're 2-1 through the first three. They've got Maryland at home, so there's your third MW, right? Then they go to Michigan. You got to tell me where this other M's coming from, Seth, because I think you're really underestimating their final M. Then they've got Iowa at home, which I have as a 50-50 rivalry game just because it's at home. That's it. If that's at Iowa, that's going yellow. That's a tough game.
We previewed both games. Iowa's the better team.
Yes.
But it's at home, but I have it as a loss.
Listen to this stretch, boys. Listen to this stretch. This has got to be the toughest stretch we're going to talk about all season. Ohio State at home, at Oregon, Washington at home, at Indiana, Illinois at home, at Minnesota. I don't know if they win any of those games.
Not good, Bob.
They could get lucky and go Washington with a 12 p. Eastern kickoff, 11 a. Madison kickoff, but that's only a 2-hour difference for Wisconsin, or for Washington. I don't see the fourth M win, dude. Maybe because it's a Minnesota rivalry game, but Minnesota's not bad. I did some research on Minnesota, even though we don't play them. They got some good players.
So I do
What
think.
do you guys think?
I think I have them going 4-8. I think they beat 3 M's and then the upside down M.
I think they could get one of Iowa, Washington, or Minnesota. I do think they could get one of those three.
Yeah. So I have them at 4-8, and I don't know why. I should not have this kind of bravado after one season, but I love just knocking teams out of bowl eligibility. We sadly won't have a chance if they don't win Maryland or Washington.
I think. So they need to win Washington before they come to Bloomington. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. All right,
we could knock them out, which is always fun. That's always fun. Knockout punch. End your season. Go home. See you later.
Yep, I have hammered the under. I think that's the consensus across the board on this one. Seth, anything on their schedule you want to talk about? No, this has got to be the toughest. This is the toughest schedule in the Big Ten, I think is what I read.
By far. The entire country.
To go over it.
The entire country.
Just to go over it real quick again. Maryland at Michigan, Iowa, Ohio State at Oregon, Washington at Indiana, Illinois at Minnesota. To start the season, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your 9 Big Ten games are ranked opponents. Plus you have Alabama, which is insane. So let's move on. Let's get into some randos. What do you got left on the randos?
I'm going to keep this quick because this is went fucking longer than I thought.
It's way longer, yeah.
What do we think Wisconsin's NIL is? Are they mid Big Ten? Are they bottom Big Ten? Bottom Big Ten?
I think they're pretty good. I thought they had a pretty good
8 to 12.
Okay. All right. I'll take mid.
Got it. I think they might be lower than that. But I don't know. I'm gonna transition from Wisconsin because I don't really have much else to talk about. Other than Wisconsin Dells, have you guys ever been? Is that a thing you bring your kids to? I have a lot of friends that do it.
Yeah, I went to the Great Wolf Lodge, Wisconsin Dells, and then
we're doing Great Wolf Lodge this winter, and I'm pretty pumped about it. I've never.
Which one are you going to?
Cincinnati.
It's okay. That's a good one. It's right next to Kings Island. Like literally, you can see it in some of those.
We're gonna go in like February.
You can still see it. The roller coasters don't go away. They're still out there. Like you can trick your kids when you pull up and be like, "Hey, look, that's where we're going. We got to go down those things," and then they freak out. And I've done that before, so I'm saying that.
And then talking about Bucky makes me think of Bucky Irvin, the running back for the Buccaneers. Obviously, huge fantasy player last year. His offensive coordinator leaves. Do we think is he RB1 for sure? Does that go back to Rashad White? Does that entire offense take a step back? What's going on with Bucky Irving and the Buccaneers?
I don't have to worry about running backs with my current team. So I'll let Seth talk about this. Also, whenever Baker Mayfield is on the field, no offense takes a step back. So go ahead, Seth.
He's a volatile player for sure. I don't know. I think he has
I think I'm
potential.
fading the Bucks. I think they're too high in ADP.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them, and I have the opposite Baker Mayfield complex. He has a lot of empty stats, which are great, but yards only go so far. Touchdowns are what win championships in the fantasy league.
Yep.
I love him.
So
He's a great player. I just don't know what his utilization rating will be comparable to the rest of the league now.
no more Dells or Buccaneers talk, but I do want to talk again because we're before football. So I do something that I think a lot of people probably do is you get all like the family events out of the way. You do a ton of stuff with the family so you can become a POS from September through December.
Preach.
So we did Hot Wheels at Gainbridge. Awful. Hated Hot Wheels Live. Freaking terrible. Have you guys been? Did you like it? Don't go.
No.
If you have not,
Monster
go.
Jam.
Skip Hot Wheels Live. It stinks.
You got
You're gonna get suckered into a lot of those events. Yeah, Monster. If you're gonna do the stuff, do the big stuff. Do the Monster Jams. You got to go with the. Yeah.
Do the big one. It's at Lucas and it's
Hot Wheels.
It's a big
Hot
event.
Wheels Live. Garbage time.
Glad to know because that was on the list at some point. Scratched off.
Cam loves training camp. My son loves training camp. We're gonna go there this weekend. This will be the third year we've gone. Do you guys like training camps, even if it's not kid related? I usually went to Steeler camp in Latrobe every few years during my 20s. What are your guys' thoughts on training camps with or without kids?
Well, the Bears training camp's going really well, Seth. So why don't you go ahead and talk about that one?
It's awesome. It's the best time of year. It's fantastic. Everything's great and optimism, promise, growth, development.
Not in Westfield. There's not in Westfield. There's not. I have been to Westfield to see them camp a handful of times. I used to go down to. It was before Anderson. I think they did it in Terre Haute or Vincennes, one of the two. I went down there a few times when Peyton was there. I only did it when I was a kid. I have no interest. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna watch them warm up. You're gonna go through. You watch them do their little practice, do a little scrimmage. I mean, that's kind of fun if you can get in there, get a good seat, and sit. But it's free. There's tickets, I guess, but there's to get there, you have to go and you have to sit. You got to go and sit. They got a lot of stuff to do with kids. You're gonna go with a kid. There's a whole kid area.
Colts do it fantastic.
Cool. They do a great job. Yeah, but I don't. I mean, I'll go if I want. If I've got free time, which doesn't happen right now. But no, I don't need to go. No,
I'm a sucker for anything live football. And so
we're
anyway,
so close, 25 days away.
No, we're closer than that. Kansas State, Iowa State is 18 days away, boys.
I'm talking about going to see live football. We are 25 days away from.
I'm more than that because I'm not going.
Because you're not going. Because you're a bad fan.
All right, that's all I got. I'm done.
Cool, Seth. What do you got? Quick, please.
All right, I got a couple things here. Danny O'Neal, Cathedral, tiny little thing.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego State transferred. He is the backup quarterback at Wisconsin. He's maybe 5'9". I think he's listed at 6 foot, like 175. There's just no way in hell that's true. Nothing against him. I just,
he's playing in that Illinois Minnesota game. He's playing in one of them when their season's cooked. He's playing.
Speaking of quarterbacks with size, they do have a physical specimen on their roster, a guy who also has one of those all-name teams. His name is Milos Spazajevic. He's a 6'4", 236-pound freshman quarterback from Minnetonka, Minnesota. That's a guy I'm rooting for just from sheer size alone. You always want a big boy at quarterback. I was scraping the barrel on this. They got the Bortolotti brothers from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. Shout those boys out on the roster. Eugene Hilton Jr., T.Y.'s son from Zionsville. Nizzy Davis from Lawrence Central.
When is he transferring?
Four games into the season. Nizzy Davis went
Come
to Lawrence
home, baby.
Central.
Come home.
J.P. Benchwall. That name, I was like, why does that sound from his brothers Bo and Luke, the Duke boys. His dad Scott, Uncle Eric, all played at UW. I have Fickell as the number 2 hottest seat in the Big Ten. Tell me how I'm wrong. Who's hotter?
Hansel's so hot right now.
I've got a couple of questions. What if Michigan's bad again? What if Michigan's bad? Because I thought that was a bad hire from day one, but you can't go from a legacy hire to Sharon Moore.
Okay.
And he was nothing. He leaves so much to be desired.
If
Now,
Jonathan Smith goes 4-8, do they fire him at Michigan State?
No.
I said no. And not a hot take, I don't think. I don't think any coach is on the hot seat. I don't think there is a hot seat currently. If some of these seasons go the way Michigan State goes,
Loxley is on the hottest of hot seats.
I think they don't care. I literally think they don't.
That's probably true.
Do they Maryland even know they have a football team? I'm not even. Their students don't.
Should we? We haven't even talked about the West Coast teams. What about What about is it Lincoln Riley at USC? What about him?
I mean, as long as they're above 500, he's relevant name. He'll be fine.
Deshaun Foster, if he has another bad year,
he's got grace.
All right,
because UCLA is bad at football.
Fish out in Washington, he's okay.
Not enough.
He's all right. They didn't have a bad year. They did okay last year. They were all right.
I watched that game. That game was on Big Ten Network like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
They gave IU a fight for about 2.5 quarters, and then IU's talent just kind of leaned on them. But that for a half that was it was, and Taven was playing, so there's that.
He played pretty well. I thought he played. I watched the Big Ten.
Replays, what they call it,
60, whatever the games.
Yeah.
They're all over YouTube right now. By the way, you can just go back and watch any of them. I watched that one. I watched Nebraska.
Nebraska's so fun. That was the most fun IU game I've ever been at.
Such a blast. I wish I could have been there. But yeah, no, that's something to do for sure. Why do you have Rich Rod written down?
Oh, Rich Rod. He is insane. This you mentioned training camp for college football is back, and filling up the Reddit threads. Rich Rod is just an absolutely insane human being at West Virginia.
He's still at Jacksonville.
He's at West Virginia. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he's talking about how he hates these kids now because they like SpongeBob. And they like watching guys dance on TikTok. And the only thing on these young men's minds in all of the world should be football and football only. Richard, what happened to you?
That's not gonna go well for you, pal.
Does West Virginia just hire just like him and Bob Huggins? Like what? Like they're the same.
Darren DeVries.
Yeah, he didn't want to be there. He didn't.
Dan Dockich.
He got out quick. Dan Dockich didn't want to be there either. Remember?
The wheels are falling off.
It's so.
We brought up bygone West Virginia. That was the first team I grew up hating because that's Pitt's number one rival. So I don't speak highly of bygone West Virginia.
Eat something, Pitt.
That is it, and it's go home mountain. A word that is not politically correct that I will not say.
Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I keep asking you guys to rate the dang show. Just go rate the dang show. It's not that hard. Just scroll down a little further. Give little stars. Just give us 5. Talk crap about Seth. And that's it. Cool. Let's get out of here. Way too much time. Almost an hour. Thanks for listening. See you. Peace. Cheers. Whatever we say. Bye.
Cheers.
When maintaining your daily wellness rituals is important to you, the change in routine during the summer can feel daunting. Kachava's new travel packs help you stick to your daily ritual, even when you're on the go. Just one packet of Kachava's all-in-one nutrition shake provides complete nutrition with 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and much more. So you'll be fueled and ready for wherever life or your summer adventures take you. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the good stuff your body craves. Plus, it actually tastes delicious. But you can try it for yourself because the Variety Pack includes all 6 delicious fan favorites: chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, coconut acai, and strawberry. So instead of worrying about sticking to your daily ritual, simplify it with Kachava. Go to kachava.com and use code FITNESS for 15% off. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.